Welcome to another lightsaber review video from SabersPro. Today's video is all about the Ahsoka sabers from Rebels. We've all seen it, we all love it. Now let me tell you why these sabers are worth the purchase. Let's go. I think I speak for everyone when I say Ahsoka might be the greatest character ever created in Star Wars that wasn't from George Lucas. I mean, honestly, she stands up to a lot of the characters that George Lucas did create. Ahsoka is an incredible Star Wars character, and these lightsabers are hers from Rebels. These are absolutely awesome. The shape of them, the fact that you get two of them, one a 30-inch blade and one a 36-inch blade. These can be decorative pieces, they can be combat pieces. You can do whatever you want with these two sabers. You can buy them and you can have one, your kid can have one, or you can have one, or you could have both of them, or you could gift one to the other, or there's so many things you could do with it, but these sabers are awesome. And the way they hold in your hand is great. I know we all love Ahsoka, so let's dive into these sabers and see what makes them tick. All right, first, let's talk a little bit about the specs. The hilts are made with a T6 aircraft aluminum, while the blades are made with a polycarbonate, and they have an LED strip on the inside of them because these are the NeoPixel ones that illuminate the entire blade. Whereas the baselit, the illumination actually comes from the hilt itself and then tries to illuminate an entire empty tube of a blade. These actually have the LED strip on the inside, which is absolutely awesome. That's why they're so vibrant in color. The larger Ahsoka saber actually has a belt loop hook right here. So if you wanted with these lightsabers, you could also purchase the belt hook from SabersPro website. Highly recommend, especially if you want to be able to hook one of them on your belt. This one doesn't come with that, but I feel like you could buy one from the website, the same as this, and actually add it on here. It's the same thread in here, so that's all you would have to do. You can put it on whichever side you would want to hook it onto, and then you could have your lightsabers on your belt, which would be really cool. These particular Ahsoka sabers are from the Rebel series or the Mando series or the Ahsoka series, and then they also have the Ahsoka lightsabers from the Clone Wars on their website too, if you wanted to check those out. I'll be doing a review on those at some point in the future. Be looking out for that one. Next, let's dive into the internals of these lightsabers. They're really cool looking. Honestly, I was not expecting it when I got these sabers. I was actually taken by how to get to the core. It took me a second to figure it out, but for these lightsabers, what you have to do is you have to twist these parts off right here, and then this back part pops off, and then this entire strip comes off. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now that the screws are out, you pull this back part here, and it comes off like that. Give it a nice tug, it'll come off, you won't break anything. And then this pops up, right? Pull it off, just a little flat piece. And then on the inside, you have an entire gold strip plated for your battery charger right here. And the charger they use is a 5V1A charger, which is the same as the Darth Maul saber. It's the circular style charger. It's not the USB-C, but it goes right here in this little hole that you can put it in. Slide it in, and there you go. Your saber is now charging. As far as what's under the gold pieces, let's dig in. I'm actually gonna use this to help me pop up some of these gold pieces because my fingers don't wanna get in there. So I've never actually pulled these off before. I'm not entirely sure they come off, but there's a battery underneath, so I would assume it does. Since these aren't coming off easily right now, I don't want to break anything, so I'm being careful. I'm gonna take these back pieces off and see what that does. Looks like it's to the speaker. Oh, those are long screws. All right, back piece came off. It looks like this speaker comes fully out, so just be careful if you end up doing this. But the speaker detaches right here with this. I'm gonna let it dangle like that and see if these pop up. They really might not come up. Slide out. I'm gonna take the blade out to really get down on this. I always have to be careful when I'm unscrewing any of these lightsabers because there's so many things that are just connected by wires. So if you're digging into the internals of your saber, I highly recommend just being careful. Like this, there's definitely a wire connecting this piece. It's because that piece right there needs a wire connected to it. So I'm gonna screw that back in. I'm gonna see if the gold of this one comes out. For this one, I'm actually going to turn this off and take the blade out. Makes it a little bit easier. Start back here with these two. And then pull this off again, just like that. And this pops up, pulls it off, and voila. Now you have your inners of the large one. And now we're gonna see if these will come out too. I believe this middle one will. I'm not sure about these other two though. And then you also have your charging port here, and this is where the button actually presses in, right here. Yeah, okay. See, this is what I thought was gonna happen with the smaller one. And this bottom one, whoa, the whole mechanism can come out. That's cool. It looks like it's attached here with the wire that goes here, and then it's attached to the speaker down here. So if at any point for some reason you needed to take this whole thing out, you totally can. You just gotta disconnect all the wires and everything else. I believe that's as far down as we can go with this saber though. Got the kyber crystal battery in here. I'm gonna put these back on. The big hole at the top, the smaller hole on the bottom one. And this one just slides in like that. And then you take your back piece, slide it here, hold it down, slide this piece on, and now start twisting. Yeah. I like that they both have this belt hook attachment. The blade back in, tighten it. One on that side, one on this side. These lightsabers are wickedly cool. I really enjoy them. They're a lot of fun to swing around, a lot of fun to look at and to hold because, I mean, they're Ahsoka sabers, right? Next, I want to take you into the NeoPixel Saber app where you can edit some of the settings for the lightsabers, and you can also look through all of these different main button options that you have inside of the app. First, download the app, go to NeoPixel Saber app or NeoPixel app. Once it's downloaded, open it. Next, click Connect Saber. Click the saber you want to connect to.
App connected.
Nice, now that the lightsaber is connected, we can run through a couple of things. Over here on the right side of the app, you have Clash, Blast, Lock, Drag, and Force. All of these things can be done with this button right here, but you can also do it within the app too, which is cool. Blast. Over here on the left side, we have color, standard color, infinite color, light effect and mode, and then track. First, let's go into the color wheel up here. And this gives you the option to change the saber to whatever color your heart desires. And you have all of these different options of making it exactly the color you want it. And then you can even dial in these little wheels right here. Let's go back out. Next is the standard color. And it cycles through all the possible colors that you have. So if you find one you like, you can either click this button or you can click the standard color button again. And then below it, you have infinite color. And this one gradually goes through all the colors instead of like one color after another. This one just cycles through them really nice and colorful. Next, let's go into the light effect and mode. First, you have the out time and the in time. And those two control how fast the blade shoots out or closes. You can change that depending on how fast or how slow you want it to do so. You have the hum light effect.
Fire blade. Steady. Unstable. Rainbow blade. Candy blade. Cracked blade. Pulse. Flash blade.
Next, there's the blaster light effect, which has 3 different options. It's the first one. And the third option, the force light effect, you have 2 different options for that one. The other one is this. Cool. And then there's a lockup light effect, which you only have 1 option for. And this is if you swing the saber at something and you click this button right here as you're swinging it, you now locked the saber like you would if you went. That's that effect. It's really cool. And there's flash light effect. It's the first one. The second one does not show anything. And that's specifically for the idle that they're not showing the second ones for some reason. All the other ones actually have those options and they work. That's cool. Next is you can reset light effect, but down here there's also a select saber mode, which comes in handy.
Velocity mode.
For velocity mode, you actually have to move the saber around to get it to activate in velocity mode. So that's the default until you start moving it around.
Torch mode.
And then torch mode, this piece, if you hold it all the way up here, it illuminates. If you tilt it upside down,
Blaster mode. Ghost mode.
and then ghost mode. If you're fighting your friends at night and you're trying to hide, you can actually have it on ghost mode. And if you're not moving, it doesn't illuminate. As soon as you start swinging around, it's full illumination for the saber. Broken ignition, we gotta turn the saber off for that. These last 3 are different ignitions. This one's a photon ignition.
Stack ignition.
And that one's called stack ignition.
Standard mode.
Put it back on standard mode, and then you can also have accent swing sensitivity too if you wanted to mess around with that. I've got mine on the lower end. Next, let's navigate to some settings that you can't do inside of the sabers. Like all of the things that we just did, you can actually do with this button right here, but for these, you have to be in the NeoPixel Saber app to do them. First, let's go into the settings mode down here. You have the main blade length where you can go all the way up, all the way down. You have the brightness of it. You have side blades settings if you have side blades. You have motion control and the flash on clash. If you turn those off, motion control means this won't work. And then flash on clash means that won't work, to where if you're swinging it and hitting stuff, the clashing won't actually take place. Those come in handy if you're trying to do certain things. And then you can also change the flash on clash sensitivity. If it's just clashing at the smallest touch, you can turn that off, and you can make it to where you're actually having to swing to make it clash. You got motor speed, power on time, power off time, auto deep sleep, light effect time, velocity mode, torch mode, ghost mode, lighting block mode. The other control switches, those were actually ones that we talked about in that main page, but you can turn them on and off over here if you want to. And then up at the top, we're at the basic settings. Go over at the top and there's motion control settings. This is gonna control all of these things because you are able to push it on as well as twist it off and twist it on. And then you can swing it on too, which is what I do a lot of the times. I really like the swing. But with this, you actually get to control whether or not you have those active and how sensitive it is to use that. Because sometimes if you're fighting and dueling and you're swinging around, it'll do that without you wanting it to, and your saber will end up turning off while you're dueling. And you have to swipe over on your screen to get to the other ones. There's push on, twist off, and then the swing on. Go through, check out the settings, see what you like, see what you don't like. It's great. Next, go to down here where you have custom function, custom light effect, and custom font. Next, the setting over here shows you all the sabers that you've connected to. And if you click on one, you can actually change the name if you'd like down here. Click rename, and then AHSOKA. So for the last thing we're gonna go over in the app is actually all the sound fonts, or some of the sound fonts, because they have 34 sound fonts to choose from, including Moonfield, which is wild. All right, let's start at 34 and work our way back a little bit. And for this, I'm actually gonna turn off the lights. This one's cool too. I like the sounds of it. That sound. The bounty's a cool one. It resembles the idle color a lot. The Senate. I really like the sound when it activates. So good. The princess is a great color. Love that. That's cool. Awesome. I highly recommend downloading the NeoPixel app and checking it out. It is worth the download. My final assessment, my final review on these sabers is absolutely amazing. Every bit about them. They come in a pair of two, in a hard case, with a 30-inch blade, with a 36-inch blade, two stands. They come with everything you need to have the full Ahsoka experience. Not only that, these things are so enjoyable to play with, so enjoyable to look at. Highly recommend checking them out. If you want to go and purchase your own pair of lightsabers, of Ahsoka Lightsabers, go to SabersPro.com and check them out. And if you did pick one up, let us know in the comments which one you got. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you being here. And until next time, may the Force or the dark side be with you. I'm Jeremiah. I'll see you next time.